Hey, bub, you got tickets?
I do.
To the gun show!
Because we got. Pull that sleeve back a little bit, girls.
Oh, girl. Now we're talking.
All right, welcome back to CNC Equipment's YouTube channel, land of the broke down John Deere dozers. So if you've not seen, there's a bunch of videos previously on this thing. I'll link them down below in the description. Quick story on this thing. This is a 300-hour 450G. It come out of the military. You guys can kind of see we took a winch off of it. What happened was this thing come in as an in-op. I had no idea what was going on with it. We tried to get it running. It wouldn't start, so we cut the oil filter open, found a bunch of grit and stuff in it, and pulled the engine apart. And this is what we found. So there's a bunch of smaller, this is gravel rocks we found down the oil pan. These bigger pieces was up in the lifter area. So what happened was somebody dumped a bunch of rocks through this tiny hole in this valve cover, dropped down through the top of the head, down through the push rods and valve train lifters and all that. So kind of ground all that stuff up. But in the last couple videos you guys seen that, we ripped this whole motor apart. Kevin and I got this thing cleaned up. You spent what, all day on this motor, Kevin?
Yeah.
I spent a half day, so there's roughly 12 hours just cleaning up this whole engine as you see it sitting here right now. So, and we've spent about another hour this morning unboxing our engine rebuild kit. So we got a complete out of frame kit here. I went to Extra Mile and ordered some extra parts. I got all new push rods, lifters, valve springs, rotators. I just wanted to be on the safe side. Remember from the last video, these things were full of gravel, especially on that #1 cylinder. So we're going to replace all that. We stripped this bare block down, or this block down to the bare bones. Put it in our wash tank over there. Got all the oil patches clean. Luckily, the oil pump ate most of those rocks up. And this oil cooler is kind of like the pre-screen for it. And then the oil filter cost the rest. So we didn't see any signs of that nastiness in the bearings or anything. Crank and everything was awesome looking. So we're going to reuse it. We're going to do some measuring on it. Everything was standard yet on this motor, so we're going to bring you guys along, do some measuring, all that good stuff. We got a new turbo sitting there. Got new injectors. We got all kinds of new stuff, so we're not cutting any corners on this. We got our liners here. First thing we're going to do is set these liners in here and check our cylinder liner protrusion here on the deck. I got all the specs wrote down. I think we need to be between 1 and 4 thousandths, and I think they have to be all within 2 thousandths. All 4 of them together. So
If not, it hit them harder, right?
it hit them harder. We do have a few shims, so we can shim them up. I noticed when we took the old liners out, they had shims under them. So another thing that happened, if you guys didn't watch the last video, the timing was off in this thing. I think they started messing with the timing when the rocks got in the valve train. But they got the timing off so bad, it melted the top of the pistons and started eating that stuff up and disappeared. So yeah, the good times are upon us. So we're going to start, I guess we'll drop some liners in here next. We're going to do liners. And then if you guys don't know, these things have balancer shafts in. We knocked all those bushings out. We'll probably put those in after we check the liner protrusion. The balancer shafts are laying right here. They have weights that go on them, kind of keep the 4-cylinder from vibrating quite as much. So yeah, you ready to drop one of those in there?
Yeah.
Front's up here.
Boy,
I see you looking.
The exact same.
These motors look so small once you take them apart. So these cylinder liners, what they call wet sleeve, we got O-rings and stuff. We'll put them in later, but we're just putting them in dry right now. You guys see there's an arrow on that piston pointing forward. Don't feel like much, is it?
It's like about flush.
Get our gauge out, check it.
Yep. Got it.
All right, so we got the first one set off camera. Just put the other shims in there. So this block is a reman block. I don't know why it's reman. We put that liner in there and we're measuring, I think, 0. So we didn't have any cylinder liner protrusion. So these shims come out of the old block here, what, about 5 thousandths thick?
Mm-hmm.
So we just put one in here, cranked it down. We had about 4 thousandths protrusion. So we're going to keep it checking on down the way here. A little motor. So if we'd put this thing together and not check that, guarantee the head gasket probably wouldn't have done real well, would it?
Hmm.
Not zero, I can't see.
Sure.
Eight or nine anyway.
Yeah.
So we take that 5,000 shim out, that'll put us right where we need to be. So that one's different. We put the shim in there already, thinking that they all need it, and they didn't. So we'll take the shim out, double check it. So with that one being too high, it could potentially warp the head
I'm just gonna take them all.
and not make the other cylinders seal up. You got my super sweet pocket knife?
Wow, that thing is sharp.
Perfect for these jobs.
I was gonna say, lucky for you, I can stick my finger in there and not fear losing it.
All right, we got these all in spec across the board. We're within 2,000ths of being the same for each other, so I do feel good about that. We did have to end up using shims on all of them, just like they was. It's another bolt. So we're gonna pull these back out, flip the block over, and put our balancer shaft bushings in next. Keep going. Keep going. Check the oil. Yeah, that's all far you can go on that one. Okay, looks good. All right, so we're putting the balancer shaft bushings in, just a simple bushing. We got an oil hole that we got to line up in the block. Got 6 of them. I actually have a cam installer tool that we're using. Works good. He's got a cone on that end, it kind of squares it up in the hole. We're doing these 4, then he'll turn around with the rod and come in this way so we get a nice square edge that way, or square drive. Whatever I'm trying to say. There you go. Let me get the things wedged out here. Okay. So get it. Right. Look at that. That's good, ain't it? All right, so notice this block has a chamfer on this side, square edge, so we're just kind of going to that there, and that lines the oil hole up good. It leaves the extra overhang on the back. It's how that was. We took them apart, so we've got 2 more to put in, and then what's next? Thinking about the crank or something?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Checking some other stuff.
All right, we're getting the main bearings put together. That's the number 3. These come in pairs. I like to keep them all matched together. This is number 2. It's like number 2 over here. Kevin's got those in. We got an oil hole it's got to line up. Probably gonna set this crank in and dry and do some check a plastic gauge measurement, ain't we?
Sure.
There you go. This is number 1. And the rear one is a 6-piece thrust main bearing. Does that make sense? So the originals were just a 2-piece that had the thrust washers on the side. And I'm not sure how these are going to hang on there, do you?
I'm guessing just slip up over the edge there. And
I'm thinking the reason they did this for like in-frame kids, if you're laying underneath the dozer trying to put pieces together, because that main bearing was hard to come out, wasn't it?
yeah.
We'll clean the crank up, wipe it off, drop it in here. We'll get some plastic gauge and check our oil bearing clearance there. So I'd say we probably leave those out for this step. Then we'll put it together and check our in-play afterwards. Or what are you thinking?
Yep.
All right. We'll grab a crank. What are you doing with your hands?
Well,
Are you gonna die?
trying to be nice.
Kind of worried about you.
You don't have.
You holding it?
Yeah, sure. You know I'll find it, right?
Oh, you went with a little bitty piece that you can't hold too. Meanwhile, I'll do the easy one over here. So if you guys don't know what this stuff is, it's called plastic gauge. It's a little green,
It's called a filament.
it's a little green piece of plastic, and it squishes out, and we got these things here. We'll torque that down and we'll check our oil bearing clearance that way. He's checking on number 4 and I'm checking on number 1 up here behind you guys.
There we go. Okay, got them torqued down. Pop them back out. Take our little piece, give her a little measure. Let's see what the world has to offer us today. We're sitting about 2.5. Not quite 2, not quite 3, in between, 2.5 thousandths. Measurement calls for anywhere between 1 to 4. So as long as we're the same. Boy, look at all that. Now I gotta clean all that out. Yep. 2.5. 2.5, we're looking good. On to the next thing. Little side note, it is really hard to work today because, well, Clinton's in the office, but it's springtime, and if you don't know, I love to turkey hunt. And out here is some turkeys. I don't know if you can hear them, but they continue to gobble. Where are you, little buddy? Papa Randy's out there cleaning, and he's got one all riled up. Every time he beats and bangs. There he is. I don't know if you could hear him. Sounds like he's just over the railroad tracks. Not in the field. Huh. I have to start booking my vacation time. I can feel it. Thunder chickens everywhere. Oh, yeah, I just heard him again. All right, back to engine building.
All right, I got detained by a customer. I guess it wasn't a customer. It was John from Angola. I think Angola.
Oh.
He's a viewer.
I ended up
Had the cool John Deere hat on. The bird flu.
Yeah.
So you got your clearances checked. You put in a little lube here. We're gonna set the crank in a second.
That's right. Mason's here today and he's being a bully. Mason!
Don't start that again. Keep it riled up. You know how many?
That's what they said. They said, Mason can't be a bully. You got them all fooled, bud. Is that what they said?
Everybody was on your side.
Yeah, they were ready. They were waging war against me. No way.
They hate me and Kevin.
I said, absolutely no way. Not that nice young man.
Be careful with your little thrusters. All right.
Yep, I'm okay.
Mason, are you saying hateful things to Kevin again?
I'm not sitting in there, bud.
Oh, you're not in there. I
I'm
thought
not
you said
sitting.
you're okay.
Well, there.
How about that?
Okay, that makes me feel better.
All right.
Stop hitting me, Mason. Oh, yeah.
All right, we're tightening these down to 85 foot-pounds. You guys got to really pay attention to your John Deere manuals. Serial number break, I think they went to like 95 or 100 foot-pounds, so we're the earlier serial number here. Get them all torqued. Then we're going to check the end plate and the crank. Hopefully it's okay. Then we're on to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
All right, spec for this six-piece thrust bearing is 1 to 14 thousandths. A heck of a range. We are right at 10, aren't we?
Yep.
I was trying to set you at 0. Got 10,000, so we're in spec. That seems like a lot to me, but
Yeah.
guess it's okay.
That's more sidestep the clutch on her.
I range from 1 to 14, though. That seems extravagant.
Well, we can really sidestep it.
All right, what are we doing next? We throwing pistons and liners in it?
We need to put the balancers on, or?
I'd say we leave those out of the way till we get the rods.
Okay.
We need to get the rods married to the pistons. So if you guys don't know, these pistons come preloaded into these cylinder packs. We'll find all those. They're all numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got our rods numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll get those put on. All right, so putting a little engine oil in the rods. Did measure those. The rod, upper rod bushings, they're good. So what we're gonna do is slide this piston out enough to get the wrist pin out. Like so. I'm gonna look at the piston in here where it says the front. We're gonna put it down because our rod's only going one way too. I'll take the circlip out of the wrist pin. Watch it go flying across the shop. Boy, you're scaring me. I'm gonna slide this wrist pin up. Is this number 3?
That is.
I'm gonna put the front down. Put her back together. Your side's not down.
It's all
It's
that.
because you're on camera.
It's all that snap-on grip.
There you go. I'm gonna slide this back down.
Keep going.
Move that over in number 3 hole. And we'll keep on trucking. All right, the stuff you don't get to see on camera. Mr. Mason's always doing the back behind the scenes work. What are you working on, bub?
Changing out and injector line seals.
Putting new little rubbers in these little nuts.
New
These are all the return lines. He's got them apart. Tedious work that's boring that we can't show on camera, right? So Mason gets all the applause right now. He's doing all the fun work.
Keep up the good work.
All right, got the cylinder packs all tipped up here. Got new bearings in them. Got some, this is what we're using for assembly lube. It's nice sticky stuff until it gets oil. Got new connecting rod bolts, that's what I'm trying to say. I also have new head bolts. The reason I got new ones, these are a torque to turn bolt. So we tighten them to a certain torque, and then we got to turn them so many degrees. Got the same thing, the head bolts. Did not get main bearing bolts because they just torque to a certain poundage. So we've got our liner shims, we got O-rings. The square one goes on the liner. We got an oil bath solution over here.
That's a crazy way
Oil
they
bath.
break those.
Yeah, these are machine jet. So we're going to be using Dawn dishwash soap for all of our O-rings and stuff on our liners. This is what they call the wet sleeve, where the coolant goes around the outside of them. We probably need to get a real clean block of wood too, Kevin, so we can tap those in. And it might work. Sometimes I'd rather have a block probably and a regular hammer. So we're just gonna start going in here and putting the liners in. So all right, we'll get one of each color. Put them in our soap here. I believe, I gotta look. You know, we got certain way these gotta go. So the black O-rings gotta go in the lower groove, orange in the upper groove, then the square black one goes on the liner right here. So nice and soapy. You put some tape around or something so it ain't so dirty. Alright, I know you guys probably can't see in there, but I'm gonna get those stuffed in there. There's 2 grooves in the block down in here. And then we'll put a liner in. What you need? Ready? Ready to push the piston in?
Go ahead. Turn your, there you go. Okay. Yep.
All right.
Yep. You're okay. Hit it.
O-rings look all right? Where do you want the crank at? The bottom one.
Keep going. A little bit. Oh, right there. Turn it just a little bit. There we go. That's how you torque a rod.
Is that how you torque them?
Yeah.
It spins good.
good.
So the one thing you definitely want to do, you guys see me putting washers on there, we got to retain those liners. If you're cranking that thing over, it could possibly pop those up. So as soon as you put soap on there, they tell you to immediately put them on. You like it, Kevin? Yep. Any O-rings sticking out anywhere?
Nope.
That's good.
Spare parts.
Roll her over and we'll torque those rod bolts.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You just have to reset it.
Are you tearing up my torque wrench? You know you need a 1/2-inch drive torque wrench, right?
He's scared, bro.
Did you just put that adapter on my torque wrench? Oh boy. I've got a nice 1/2-inch one here, but we don't want to use it because we're not a man. No, you're fine.
Let me just get this one out.
Let me open the door up so you can swing it.
Oh, let's turn her down.
All right, what are we doing on these rod bolts? They have a weird 50, then turn 90 to 100 degrees. I've got all my stuff wrote down out of the book. Makes it simple instead of digging back through and getting your book all dirty. Got our valve adjustments out here too, so 50 plus 95. How's that sound? Right in the middle. You want me to roll this over so it's easier, or what you want to do?
Right here, bud.
You like it right there?
Hopefully I can read it.
This thing does spin, you know. Make sure you don't go in the red here. Oh, I bet you went over, didn't you? I just got to get some comments from you. Yeah, look, you red there. I seen it. You went over. I'm gonna have you all messed up. Did you go down here at the bottom one?
I started right here.
Yeah, do the number 4 down there.
Oh boy, this is. I usually count 1, 2.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna get these torqued. I bought these new snap-on torque wrenches a few months ago, and the nice thing about these, they should tell us how many degrees we're turning.
Okay.
I got paint dripping everywhere. That thing's pretty cool.
How in the world does it know that I stopped?
I don't know, you can stop midway and go back. Like if you stop at 70 and go back, and it'll start back up at 70 again.
How does it know that?
Are you gonna make it?
Yeah, I don't want to chance it.
Paint mark them so we know what we've hit. I mean, I've done it the old-fashioned way for 30 years, so. How would you be doing with that little 3/8 ratchet you were going to use earlier?
I would be
You're welcome.
I would be dominating it.
You want me to turn that, don't you?
Oh, you got paint everywhere.
I got green paint on the floor.
all over your hand.
Oh,
It blowed
gosh.
up.
It did.
There, your Papa Smurf. Go on, Papa Smurf.
We'll be back. It's got to say 450 engine build.
Part 2.
Part 3. We're shooting 2 videos at once.
Action.
Action. All right, we're putting new bronze bushings in these timing gears. We already put this one in here. We kind of did it the lazy way, I guess. We used the new bushing to press the old one out. We did it off camera, so it worked. So we're gonna bring you guys along to do it this time. I mean, it works, so why does it matter?
That's right.
Okay. Let off that, Kevin, and make sure it's square. All right. A little bit of the silver coating coming off, but that's normal.
I don't even feel anything.
No pressure, that's good.
No, that's not it.
Means you're doing your job right. All right, the old bushing just fell out the other side here. We're gonna put it on top of here carefully. These have just a little bit of recess. This is hard to do when you're holding your people. Okay, come on down a little. Keep coming. All right, let me check it. I like it.
Yeah.
That's easy. Quick and dirty way.
Success.
All right, so we're jumping these timing gears. We got to put the front plate cover on next, so we're trying to get prepped for that. We got an oil pump we're gonna put on there too, Kevin. So we got to put this cover on before we can put the balancer shafts and that kind of stuff on. So, what do you think? Oil pump, Lane?
Oil pump.
Oil pump. A little O-ring on there, not. Yeah, those two. All right, we got the old oil pump off. We kind of left it on that plate because I believe you can orientate it different ways. That's a big word for me.
Spell it.
No. You want to do something fun?
Sure.
Let's take those out and let's look at the inside of that pump.
Okay.
Because you know this is a gravel crusher 9000, right? What was that? The thing that fell off of it. This should come apart here. Unless it's packed full of gravel.
It should.
No, it's just screwed up. Nope, this one comes apart. It's gotta be a man.
Oh. Mason! There it is. Nothing.
I mean, it's not what you'd expect, but not too bad for eating gravel.
Yeah.
Probably would still run. You gonna put that in your small block Chevy?
Yeah, for sure. That'd be sweet.
Alright, got a new oil pump. You probably won't put that O-ring on here, Kevin. Need to clean that up too. We need to spray this out. We'll get this pickup tube cleaned up and then put an oil pump on, and I guess the front cover. Goes like that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I even got a torque for those somewhere. Alright, Kevin's got the oil pickup tube. We put a new O-ring in the block here. It's really important. So it sucks the oil out of that pan there, goes to that pump, up into the block and through the oil cooler, and then on elsewhere. Are you ready? So I think we got to thread the needle all together with this at the same time. I did put a new gasket on here, used some Loctite 515 sealant. It's what John Deere states between the block and the gasket. So and get this stuck on there. What you want to do, Bubby?
Let me get this.
Alright, we got these special little bolts and lock washers that go in the cover here. We'll get those torqued down. And I believe we're throwing the balancer shafts and camshaft and stuff in it next. So giving the oil pump a little drink here. Getting her lubed up. Are you even going the right way?
Gotta be.
It's gotta have some in it now. Alright, we gave that oil pump a drink. I think we're gonna put some of these idler gears and cam and all that stuff in there, then we'll get the balancer shaft slid in too, so that'll be good so oil don't all run out, Mr. Kevin. Now we're getting ready to party.
Tight enough. Good little doodah.
Alright, this lower one torques to 80 foot-pounds, that one torques to 75 foot-pounds. You guys remember we took this motor apart, this bushing had quite a bit of play in it. It's definitely nice and tight now, ain't it?
That's right.
Alright, now we're getting into the complicated stuff. We got an oil pump gear we can put on. It's not timed anything. We're doing all the easy stuff here, folks. Hey, we got a tech tip of the day. Pretty sure that you cannot put the balancer shafts in after you put this gear and this gear on. Pretty sure we're gonna have to reverse our operation of installation here. Tech tip of the day. Put your balancer shafts in first. It goes down bad. It's a 50-ton. This poor truck's not happy. Yeah, you did a real good job. Whoa, what are you doing in our video with Chick-fil-A?
Gosh, chicken.
Where's it at? Where's the rest of it?
It's inside.
We're out here working.
I'm out here eating stuff.
All right, Kevin got those torqued down. I'm putting the weights on the balancer shafts. These torqued to 45 foot-pounds, Kevin. All right, now we're getting in the nitty-gritty. We're doing some timing. You guys don't know, you need to get one of these tools to time these up. These balancer shafts all have to be in time with the crank, and the injection pump, and the cam. So there's a lot going on here. If you don't get these in time, the motor will shake itself apart. So
About that one.
you got this little tool. So you put it on this crankshaft. You guys see that paint mark right there? You put this right through the center of that shaft, and it should line up on that, or real close to it. So feel good about that one. We got this one lined up over here. We doing cam next. We gotta tighten those up, torque those again. And I'd say we'll probably drop the cam in. It's gonna time the same way. And injection pump gear will time the same way. Also, it will have a 4 or a 6 on it. 4 for 4-cylinder, 6 for 6-cylinder. So we'll set it on the number 4. Keep in mind we got our number 1 piston on top dead center too. So that's what we're going off of with everything.
That's why we keep you here. Sure.
Well, you forgot about the first shiny surface.
Sorry.
Put it on the shaft.
Kevin, stop moving. Sorry.
I need to get the thrust plate out here too. And get it cleaned up a little bit, because it's got to drop down in here, kind of slide it in, don't it? Guide him in, Tucker.
This way. Perfect.
Perfect.
I'll just make a lobe.
No pressure.
Seriously. That's like putting a camera at like a 12-degree angle.
There's like 100,000 people watching you.
It's okay.
Crossed all the continents. They're all cheering for you.
Go that. I don't even know what way. Just our living room.
You're looking at it, Sonny.
Just start wiggling, he says.
Just dropped it in.
What kind of coach are you?
Just dropped it in there.
Just get to wiggling.
When do you want me to slide this in here? So you got another timing mark that's got to line up.
Way down. You go that way a little bit. There you go.
We're gonna go back to your right and then drop it in as a slide forward. You got your off a tooth. You didn't listen to your that cam plate's off too. We'll get it. We'll get it. That cam plate needs turn. Oh, I felt my fingers getting smashed. Check that.
Nailed it.
Like that, don't we, boys? You guys see that? Hold that there. Centered up. Marks right there. Looks good. Now we just got to find the retainer bolts that I put somewhere.
High five. No, high five.
No.
Slap it, boss.
High five, Tucker.
High five, Tucker.
Oh, he almost did it.
I was going to.
All right, one last timing piece to the puzzle. We've got a standard iron DB2 pump here. This is the only piece we don't know if it works or not.
It works.
So we're thinking, since this is only a 300-hour tractor and it's a reman motor, and all these bolts had not been tampered with, including these, I'm hoping, cross our fingers, this is good. If it's not, we're going to visit our friends at Area Diesel Service, have them take a look at it. But I think this pump's in pretty good shape. So what Kevin's doing, if you guys can see in there, we got a mark there, another one that's got to be lined up. There, we got that little side window off. So if you guys watched the last video, they had the injection pump timing off like several gear teeth, and that was part of the demise of the pistons melting, I believe. So We're ready to put this on there.
I do believe so.
We've also got a little key it's got to go in there. We'll slide the pump in there first, get it bolted up loosely. And yeah, we got that dude locked there. There's a little bit of slot in this pump, so we got a little bit of adjustment to line those marks up too. So all this stuff is very critical. All right, getting things lined up. We got our lines lined up in our pump. Kevin's tightened that up because that is slotted. We got our timing tool here. We're lined up with the number 4 mark. If you guys remember from the last video, this tool, it was lined up around the number 5 position. They had the timing off so far. So that lines up. We come over here. That lines up. Balancer shaft gears line up. So I think we are good as we're going to get it. So we should be sitting on number 1, top dead center there. One other thing we probably need to do to verify that is put the flywheel and stuff on there, Kevin, so we can drop that pin in there. Okay. That will tell us that we're good too. You see that little hole right there? That lines us up on number 1, top dead center. Also, kind of see that marker under where that lineup pin was dragging. We kind of hold it against there as that's turning. When it drops in, we know we're lined up. So probably think it's probably a good idea to throw that back housing on there, Kevin, and double check ourselves and make sure we're good. Okay. We'll leave that little side door off there just to triple check everything. A lot going on with these John Deere engines. They're a little more complicated than the Cummins. But the nice thing about these, we've got wet sleeves and stuff too. And these are a little bit smoother running with these balancer shafts and stuff in there, so I think we're ready. Don't you think it'd be a good idea to put that on there?
Yeah.
Because we got our extra timing mark here.
Yep. Don't worry about that a lot.
All right, got the back housing cover gasket. We put high tack on it. And that'll trim off later when we get the cover on. If I remember right, this piece was heavy.
You were correct. There you go, see?
It's just that easy. All right, we got that back flywheel in. We verified that everything's good. I'm gonna push that little bolt in. It should pop in a little groove right there. We double checked all of our timing marks, everything's lined up. And our pump timing is still good, so I think we got it. We're on number 1 TDC. We can put that little cover on the pump. Probably start closing the front up. Is that next or what? It's all kinds of things we can do.
Yeah, we can do anything now.
We torqued those, what, 120 foot-pounds. Again, you guys need to have a book because there's 2 different torques for these. I have a torque for bolts with washers and without. So it's 111 without washers. Highly stressed getting books for these things. So there's a lot of finicky stuff on these. I guess because it says John Deere. We going for the timing cover. We gotta have that on next where we put the oil pan on, don't we?
Sure.
Okay. We'll get that little injection pump cover on and we'll just keep stacking stuff up. All right, carrying on with the timing cover, we got like a little oil slinger here, and then we've got a seal spacer. And there's little details like this. We got a new O-ring for this, so you don't watch this stuff. It can create a lot of headaches down the road, so that goes on there like that. I gotta get some lube to hold that in. And then Kevin's got the timing cover about ready to go on here. All cleaned up. I think he's gonna high tack the gasket on it. And we'll get her on there.
Oh, I gotta cut that.
We got cut.
You gotta cut that gasket real quick.
You got to cut that gasket. I'm just holding the camera.
Oh.
Let's put a little bit of lube on your seal too. I got some where it goes on. Let me put it on your thumb right here. Where you get it on there? Where's your thumb go?
It's gone. It left.
It can go back in there. I got a stud over here. You gotta be careful with that seal.
Gotta berth it. Oh yeah. Downtown.
So they had this cover off and messed it all up and had all the wrong bolts in it. So I think I'm gonna get on John Deere parts and look up the bolts, get the right lengths. You need to go out there and take a picture of the alternator bracket and stuff. Oh. Because they had it all screwed up too. You remember how that was on there?
I remember.
I think there's a couple spacers going on there, but why don't you go get a picture of that off one of those other dozers out there and I'll get the length of the bolts. So if you guys don't know, you can go on jdparts.com and get all the parts listings for your machines and all that. So we got all the bolts on here. If you go to the bolts, you can actually just tell you the links on them. It's like that. How's that picture for you, bub? Is that what you're looking for? How you feeling about that?
All them pictures.
I didn't know we had a good one like that. That's what we need, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of those parts like laying loose on the tractor. And all right, I got my bolt list here. We're gonna get after it. What's on your shirt, baby?
There we go. Get my hand too. I missed the side of the can.
I think you missed your face too. All right, we're getting ready to put the oil pan on. We got the timing cover on. I believe we got the alternator bracket the way it goes. Right spacing. Cut that extra gasket off. Put a little silicone there where it kind of slides over. Give it a little extra in case something don't line up perfectly. So should be the last time we see the inside of the old motor here.
Okay. Going down.
Hey, do you remember to get that camera out of there?
Yeah.
Okay, it's good. We need a lot of bolts.
A lot of little bolts.
Did we wash them or just throw them all right here in the pile?
No, we washed them. They just got a lot of paint.
A lot of silicone. I'm just gonna get most of mine here and I'll leave you.
Whatever's left.
Yeah.
Once they start getting over here.
Hand's getting full. Okay, I got mine.
Okay.
You're welcome. All right. We got a lot of oil pan bolts to do. Mr. Tucker's getting ready to work on the head over here. Okay, I'll shut the camera off so you can work.
Unless you don't care, because I will.
All right, put new valve stem seals in. Funny thing is, this engine kit did not come with these. Another funny thing is, our local John Deere dealer had them in stock. Isn't that funny? You went and picked them up for us.
I could say something, but I'm not going to.
What's that? About the John Deere dealer? They're your friends. You go there almost every day, don't you?
It depends.
I like to put these on dry so they don't push off. And we're going to reinstall the valves. I did lap those in by hand while I was cleaning the head and stuff. Alright, we need to lay it on its side now. We'll get the valves. We still got them on the board in order. And you checking out that rig?
I told you that's
You got free candy in that van.
awful.
Alright, you can't make fun of our customers, Tucker.
That was you.
Alright, we got a little assembly station going on. Tucker's putting the valves in the head. Kevin's putting oil on them. And I'm holding the board way out here.
You're not doing nothing.
I'm holding the board. You want me to drop it? If I do it all, you won't learn how to do it.
Okay.
We got brand new springs, rotators, and keepers. I'm not cutting any chances on this dude. Get that assembled. We're about ready to put the head on, aren't we?
That's right.
Party time. Are we gonna make it today? I know somebody's wanting. I know somebody's wanting to build their muscles, torquing some head bolts down.
Oh, yeah.
I've already done
Girlfriends
that,
are gonna love it.
Yeah.
Girl, no, I'm good. I'm good.
No pressure.
I'm about to get judged for the way I move my
Spring number 3. Good. Here it comes. He did it!
3 down. How many more to go?
5,
5.
4, 3.
Boy.
Okay, you're pretty good at math, Tucker. I'm gonna get the top of the block all clean. Oh, we got plenty of time today. I thought we was running out of time. We're gonna have it running here now 30 minutes.
We were running out of time.
That's no way to act.
We got diesel engines to put together.
You're not playing the song too.
Come on, Tucker!
How about that gasket of head there? Clean off your head surface there, Tucker.
It's clean enough. It's just a...
Then we need to oil up all these bolts and watch you get swole. You know what?
Don't do the things that we do.
We didn't do it.
We got real close.
I caught myself.
Well,
Before you put the head on, it's a good idea to put your brand new lifters in your engine block down here.
Why don't we ever make the hole the right size?
Well, you know. You got lubie on her?
Yeah.
That won't fit. Lube her up, Bubby. This is where the rock crusher took place last time.
I would say most people could put the head on and then drop their lifters, but somebody will tell me about another series
Oh, yeah?
that will have a gasket like this.
I think you got her.
Nuh-uh.
There we go.
Well, how about this end here? It's kind of important, too.
There it is.
Where's your finger at?
Thanks, Dad.
Okay.
That's teamwork.
Bye-bye, lifter. She's going down really slow. That's what you want to see.
Continue to crush some rocks.
All right.
Oh!
Coming back for more.
Forgot something, Bubby.
Making a deal today.
Hey, you got more candy.
No, we're making a deal.
Deal.
Is this the right one?
Yep. Just let her go. Just let her go.
Let it go. You got it.
She's going. No, you guys can't see. Thanks for getting oil over my cleanly headed surface here. All right, we'll be back.
Say it again.
You want me to help Kevin because he's too short?
I'm trying to figure out a place to...
What are you doing over there, Tucker?
There we go.
Money.
Keep going.
Torque sequence, 75 foot-pounds, 110. You wait 5 minutes, do 110, then you turn 60 degrees, Tucker. You know why you wait 10 minutes? You let the grain all stretch out and get all...
Get it.
Tucker says he don't like working with me or Kevin.
No, he said, what'd you say? If you had to work with me?
He said he doesn't like to work
what I
with
meant to
me,
say
so he can work with Kevin all the time. So what'd you say?
Wait. What are those one...
No, say it again on
I
camera.
work with Kevin. I have to get to like a mental asylum or whatever it's called. All that stuff.
I hope Mom watches this video. He doesn't like to have fun in the workplace. 75, we got you all worked up, all excited over there, having too much fun. We'd hate to have too much fun.
Come on, bro.
We're starting in the center and working our way out each way, so pretty simple torque
And
procedure.
this is optional. I'm gonna start right here.
That's what you think. Kevin's gonna watch you like a hawk.
You're in the way.
All right, we'll be back.
Hey, bub, you got tickets?
I do.
To the gun show!
Because we
Better
got...
pull that sleeve back a little bit, girls.
Oh, girl. Now we're talking. Come on. Put your hand on the underside of it.
Sydney tells
Just
me what
wait
videos
till
I'm
you
in.
turn it 60 degrees. We'll be back for the big gun show.
Yeah, that's right. We'll be back for the big gun show. The main event.
Why is it...
Okay,
I'm
boys.
gonna drop your snap-on torque wrench.
Yeah, let the big guns
I'll hit you
roll.
with this thing. I don't care.
Come on. Here comes the gun show.
Bust out that shirt, boys.
Hulkamania, bro.
He wants to hit us so bad right now.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, because we're going to make a sandwich here.
There's toy haulers and stuff in Bloomington.
Bob, we're not talking about that. We're working on a John Deere motor. The Eclipse was so yesterday.
That's so true.
All right, while Tucker was getting swole, me and Mr. Kevin's been putting on oil cooler housing, oil filter housing. So you got the oil cooler. How this works, we got coolant going down. Well, you just walked away from me.
Sorry.
You're supposed to be Vanna White.
Sorry.
We got coolant going down through these little tubes here, and we got engine oil flowing around the outside. And that cools your engine oil. Isn't that cool? It's kind of little.
Sure.
Kevin forgot how it's come apart. I can kind of tell by your face.
I need my O-rings. So.
Will that even fit up through there like that? Did we screw up here?
Oh, you do. There is O-ring.
I told you I took this apart in one big piece.
You did.
We should have put it back on in one big piece.
This whole video has just been nothing but epic fails. This is what happens when you don't do this every day, folks, but we'll get through it.
We'll muscle through it. With the guns.
Hey, get your push rods and start putting some Max Tough on them and drop them down here in these holes, Bubby.
You just need to be on the ends.
You can do that end first, yeah.
Well, do you want the whole thing or just?
No, just do the ball end, and then we can do that from up here. It's gonna run tonight. We got 10 minutes left. I know one thing that's not gonna work tonight, it's that oil cooler. All right, we got the oil cooler in there the right way.
You're welcome.
Good job, good thing you're here. Those are smaller bolts. Need a 1/2-inch socket.
I'll snap them off.
Yeah, you would. All right, what do you think, Mr. Kevin? We still got a lot to do. It's the end of the day. And we don't want you guys missing out on anything, so we've got the whole valve train to put on, manifold, turbos, fuel lines, injectors, torque converter, all kinds of stuff. The slow stuff?
Slow stuff.
We got to assemble the whole front and figure that out. So we're going to end this video here and bring you guys back. In the next video, we'll be putting all this stuff back together. So we still got plenty to do. And we'll get this thing back in there and get this thing fired up one of these days. So a lot of work, got a lot of pieces left here yet. So I don't think I have those down. There should be around 18 foot-pounds.
18 foot-pounds, I know that number.
So you got it. But yes, we have lots to do here yet, as you guys can see. So we do appreciate everybody watching. What's the train say? You're supposed to say, tell them to F off.
Is it going backwards or not?
Well, that's annoying. All right, bye-bye, train. Thanks for interrupting our video. But yeah, we'll be back with the next one. And as always, we appreciate everybody watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on those next videos, right?
That's right.
What else do you do, Tucker? Thumbs up. Put your thumbs up.
I'm busy working on like the rest of you. I'm gonna take all day.
It's 4:07.
I'm gonna
It's
take
after.
all day using this stubby ratchet and just going in a circle.
Kevin loves that ratchet.
My favorite.
He also
because it's useful.
he also loves these little stubby wrenches too.
Feel my fingers.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time.